Hey guys, so today we're going to learn one of the most famous acoustic cover songs that has ever been played and covered by everybody in every bar and every restaurant for all eternity, which is Wonderwall. If you are learning songs and wanting to learn something that you can play and sing at the same time, this is a great place to start. Super recognizable, everybody knows it, and as soon as you start playing it, people know what you're playing. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to show you the chords that you need to know and the strumming patterns that make it sound like Wonderwall. The first thing you're going to notice is that I am capoed on the 2nd fret. So you got to grab your capo and throw it on there. Make sure that you have it on there straight and that it's applying even pressure to all the strings so that you get a good in-tune sound. The verse of the song, I'll walk through the chords. Let me just play it for you first so you can hear what it sounds like, and then I'll break it down. Okay, so we're just rotating between these four chords. So we start on an E minor 7. Let me show you the chords first, and then we're going to walk through the strumming pattern. So E minor 7, and then G, and then D suspended, and then the last chord is like an A7 suspended. And if you notice, one of the key things, and you will definitely notice by the end of the song because your ring finger and pinky are going to be screaming at you, they don't move. So they're going to stay put for pretty much this whole song. And you will end up with lines on your fingers, and you can kind of complain about that to your friends or whoever may be sitting nearby. Okay, but you will get great calluses after playing this song for a while. So E minor 7. And then to get to G, it's really easy because it's right next door. You just move your middle finger up to the 3rd fret of the low E. And then D sus. And then A7 sus. And those are the 4 chords of the verse. So you already know the whole verse in terms of what your left hand is doing. Now let's talk about the right hand. So the strumming pattern on the 1st chord is going to be a little bit different because it's starting, but once it gets going, it repeats a pattern over and over and over again. So let me play through it and then I will talk you through it. Okay, so the first time through, it's a little bit simpler because it's just starting with a down on the 1 and then on the 2. Every other time when you get back to the E minor 7, it has a little bit more going on there, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and excuse me, it's on the 1 and the 3. So there's a little bit of a break in between strums. So down, 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 up, and then when you switch to G, down, up, down, 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 up. And then you repeat that on the D sus, down, up, down, down, down. So it's down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down. And then it's different on the A7. There's a last down on the D, and then it does a bunch of upstrokes on the A7. And there's also a little bit of a movement with your left hand on this chord. So I'm going to write all this down in the tab that's going to be linked below the video so that you can really pinpoint where the trouble spots are for you. For some people, they can watch me do this one time and be able to do it right away. And for others, you're going to need to look at it and be visual with reading the tab. But that's what's going on. The second time you get back to the E minor 7, it's going to start with the down, up, down, down. Remember, the first time was just down, down. This one is down, up, down, down. So let me show you as we repeat that part, what it sounds like the first time. And that's the verse. And it repeats that throughout as long as he's singing the verse. And then there is a transition, like a pre-chorus is what I would call it, that sounds like this. And so the pre-chorus starts on a C add 9. And you're going to pick the A string with a downstroke, and then the high E and the B with ups. And then you go to a D chord, and you strum it down one time, and then you're going to add your pinky to the 3rd fret of the high E, and you're going to pick that with an up motion with your right hand, followed by a pull off. And then you're going to play the B string. So if I put that together on the D chord, so it's a down, and then it's an up and another up pick. And then we're going to go to an E minor 7. And it starts with just a strum. 2 of them, in fact, on the 1 and the 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do these 3 successive hammer-ons. So you're going to lift up your middle finger from the D string where it has been on the 2nd fret, and you're going to pick that and hammer on to the 2nd fret. And I'm using an up for that because it's on an upbeat, followed by the G string, which is open, and also using an upbeat or an upstroke. So when we put that together with the strums at the beginning, and then it repeats, it goes back to the C add 9. So the 3rd time through, instead of going to that E minor 7 with the hammer-ons, it does this walk down. It starts on G, it goes G, D over F sharp, E minor 7, D, and then A7 suspended. And then you lose the suspension. So it goes G, D over F sharp, E minor 7, D, A7 suspended, and then A7, so let's put that whole walk down together and hear how it leads us into the chorus. And on that A7 suspended and A7, we're borrowing the strumming pattern from the verse, so you can apply that same pattern there. On the other chords, you really only get a couple of beats on each one. So you have time for basically a down, down, up, and then it's time to switch chords. So down, down, up, switch, down, up, down, down, up, switch, down, up. So that leads us to the chorus. The chorus is going to be C add 9, E minor 7, G, back to E minor 7. So these chords are being repeated and reused throughout the song. And the strumming pattern for this makes it sound like this. So on the 4th time through, it ends on an A7 suspended with an upstroke. And this is that little break where there's a drum fill that brings us back in for the 2nd verse. At the very end of the song, it does something similar, but it ends on an E minor 7. And other than that, you know the whole thing now. So you have all the pieces to put together. You've got the verse, you've got the pre-chorus, and you've got the chorus. And that's it. It just repeats those sections over and over throughout the song. And then you also have those 2 different endings. And So now you just got to go practice, all right? It is just a handful of chords, but when you put in all the different strums and the accents and moving around, it can be a little bit tricky, but stick with it. I know that you can do it. It just takes time and repetition, and you will have it in no time. So when your friends request Wonderwall, you will be able to pull it out and show them that you know your stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have questions, leave me a comment below and I will try to answer them. And if you have any other songs that you want to learn, let me know. I take requests. So drop me a comment below and I will be sure to do a tutorial on whatever it is you're interested in learning, as long as it's something that I can do. And make sure you subscribe as well so that you're getting a notification whenever we put out new content, because it's happening all the time. Hope you have a good day and enjoy your time with your guitar. Until next time, rock on.